So welcome back to the channel, everyone. Now I've gone live. I don't know what happened there. I had a 30-second countdown. You probably had to wait another minute. Matt jumped out of the chat. Matt came back into the chat. Myself and HF Movie Productions there. We didn't know what was going on. You know, Matt got, I don't know, I might have upset Matt and he'd left. And anyway, then I had a 30-second countdown. Then I didn't press go live. So I don't know what's going on. It's one of them days for me. Now let's start again. So welcome back to the channel, everyone watching. We are meant to have Martin joining us from 4K Collective. But I don't know where he is. So we'll wait on that one. So anyway, oh no, here he is now. Before I introduce guests, Martin's jumping in.
Why is my camera not working?
Martin is fashionably late and he's deciding to hide himself in the darkness, that is. Martin, can you hear me? Oh, I know. And his microphone is silent as well.
He's on mute. You're on mute.
Martin, we can neither see nor hear you.
Right, can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you now.
Yeah. Sorry, my camera's bloody not working. Hang on.
That's why I'm getting 10 minutes beforehand. You check it all.
I'm sure you did.
See something there. And there was like a part screen. This is starting well.
Technical difficulties.
Well, all round technical. And the only one who's doing any good at the moment is HF sat there. He ain't had no issue. And we can see a bit of you. I can see a bit of. I can see your hand.
See your arm.
Yeah, I can see your TV. Even if you shift over to your left.
Yeah, your camera's behind something, I think.
Yeah, we'll probably be able to see part. We see you. But there we go. Anyway, let's let Martin sort that out while we introduce HF Movie Productions, who's
Hello,
first
everyone.
stream. So welcome.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. It's great to have you on finally. Martin's playing peekaboo there. Let me ignore him. So HF Movie Productions, how are you?
I'm all good, thank you.
So obviously we spoke a while ago about getting you onto the stream.
Yes.
I've had a couple of little conversations with your mother as well.
Yes.
Yes, all good. Who I guess is probably watching.
Yeah, probably. Hi.
So Martin sorted out his picture, but not his sound yet. He's still muted.
Right.
Okay, Martin, are you with us?
I am with you.
Fashionably late.
Sorry about that. I was walking
Issues
my dog.
with technical.
Time.
That's all right, mate. I'll let you off this time.
Yeah. Right.
I'll put you down as a one strike. It's your first strike.
Hair out.
Sorting his hair out as well. Look.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Right.
My God. Okay. Are you settled?
I am.
So we were just introducing HF Movie Productions. The young lady sat to my left.
Yeah.
I had to see what colour was on my thumb, green or red, to work that one out. So HF Movie Productions, welcome to the channel. Welcome to your first time on. So tell us a bit about your channel. Tell us what you do. Introduce yourself. Just so everyone knows, before you do, I have put links to everyone here down in the description. So please go over and subscribe to their channels and get a little bit of growth and help them out. And why not? So H or HF, let's go. Fire away. Tell us a bit about HF.
On my channel, I collect DVDs, Blu-rays, and 4Ks. I usually go into charity shops, car boot sales, wherever I can find physical media cheap, really, and pick them up for the collection. And that's pretty much all my channel is at the moment. Might do some movie reviews as well, but that's about it for the moment.
Good. And how long have you been at it? How long have you had your channel?
8 months or something like that.
Okay, cool. And what got you, being the age you are, quite young, what got you started on physical media, considering we're in a sort of a time when it's essentially dying?
Yeah. Well, first I saw your channel and saw what you were doing, and I've always loved movies as well. So I just thought perfect time to start collecting, and I might as well start doing it and make a YouTube channel out of it as well. So there you go. Yeah.
That was the perfect answer there. Seeing my channel. That was completely unscripted. I didn't.
It was completely.
You know, speak to him first and say, look, if you want to come on, you've got to say this. Money will be in the post later.
Yeah.
Then we go to Mr. Fashionably Late, Martin. How are you, Martin?
How are you? I'm all right. Yeah. I'm Martin. I'm from 4K Michelin Star Movies. My channel's been going for about a year and a bit. I'm predominantly kind of 4K. I'm a 4K collector. So I collect 4K standard releases, collector's boxes, steelbooks, and Blu-rays. So I come kind of predominantly do movie reviews, unboxings, new products, talk about films. I do have collectibles as well, but I have a separate channel for that. AJ knows what I'm talking about.
No idea what that was meant to be at all. I do.
That's predominantly my channel. Like I said, I've been going for about a year. AJ was never an influence on me. I always watched other channels, so he's never really been an influence on me. So I'm joking.
From chat, no.
Yeah. No.
There we go.
Yeah.
So, are you going to be leaving us early today?
No.
Well, you came in late. I wondered if you were going to.
No.
I'm joking, mate.
No, I'm here for the duration. So yeah.
Good to have you back on.
Thank you.
And also Matt. Obviously, we know Matt. Hi, Matt.
Hello.
What's been going on in your world? Apart from that lovely edition that you unboxed earlier.
Yes, it's a nice one, isn't it? Bit unusual, bit different. What's that?
How'd you come across that? I've never seen that before. What we're talking about, go and check out Matt's channel afterwards, not now. But he's opened a lovely Forrest Gump it's like in like a wooden box.
It is, yeah. Well, that's a UHD release, which is UHD Club. Now, usually they are very expensive. And I just got lucky. I just found that edition on eBay for, a reasonable price. The only thing it didn't have was the 4K disc in it, which surprised me that they'd left that out. So I just picked up the standard 4K in the UK, from CX, I think I got it from, popped it in. So it's complete edition now.
There we go.
So, is it just the wooden box then? The wooden box piece that you were showing, that you didn't actually get anything else in it? It's just like the...
No, I've got the Amaray case, which is...
Oh, I see, right, okay.
Bit different to the UK edition, because when you open it, it's got the inside artwork, which you generally don't tend to have in the UK. You do find them on sort of, international releases. It did have there's a booklet in there as well, but it just didn't contain the 4K disc, which I thought was a bit odd, and just thought, why have they left that out? They could have probably, if they'd have put that in, they would have probably commanded a much higher price. I think I put an offer in and they accepted it, which again, I was absolutely gobsmacked. And just got very, very lucky. Very unusual. Yeah, I have seen there's Dunkirk. There was a Dunkirk edition, very, very similar to that as well, that UHD did. But I thought it was, quite unique, and I thought, I like that. So
it was very nice, very nice. So let me just ask. So HF, I'll go with H. It's easier. It's less exertion on me. I keep saying HF all the time. One syllable less, which is fantastic. But anyway, so your love of cinema, your love of film, have you got that from your folks? Or is that something you have, yeah?
Yeah.
So, go on, sorry.
Carry on, yeah. You can carry on with you. Do you want me to carry on? Or?
I thought you was going to elaborate a bit there.
Oh, that's fine. It's fine. Sorry.
Do you want to elaborate or not?
It's fine. I don't need to. It's fine.
All right. So it came from your parents. Then you love a film. So
Yes.
have you got a favourite genre, favourite film? I know it's a difficult question.
Favorite film? I do have a favorite film actually. It's the Fast and the Furious from 2001. Ever seen
Okay.
it?
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, just really, really good movie. Overall acting, really good. And Paul Walker, who is my favorite actor of all time, rest in peace. And yeah, just really good. I really, really enjoyed it. First time watching it.
Are you looking forward to the upcoming one?
Yeah, Fast and Furious 10. Can't wait for that. Definitely going to see that in the cinema.
Do you think that they should have done a Hobbs and Shaw 2?
Yeah, I think they should have done. I think, yeah, would have been really good if they did.
It's my favourite one in the franchise.
Now, I noticed in the background there you got a Boba Fett poster, so you obviously like Star Wars.
Yeah, I do. I really, really enjoy Star Wars. All the Disney Star Wars shows as well. Mandalorian, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Boba Fett, as I said, all amazing as well.
Andor?
Andor, haven't seen it yet. Needs to get around to watching that.
No, you're not missing much.
Oh.
Did you see the last episode of The Mandalorian this week?
Oh, no, I haven't seen it yet.
No spoilers.
Okay.
Yeah, no spoilers. No spoilers.
No.
No spoilers on that one.
Mm.
Mine, what did you think of Andor?
I loved it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought it was. I thought it was completely different to anything we've had from Star Wars, because it didn't actually feel like Star Wars. I thought it felt a bit more like Blade Runner. It was more Blade Runner 2049 esque in the kind of the grittiness, and it was quite dark. The story was quite dark, but you know the way it was filmed, the cinematography is the best thing that I think that anything that Disney's produced, on the Star Wars TV shows in terms of where it was filmed, because a lot of it was filmed on location rather than using the what do they call that? The kind of the LCDs, the LED screens they use for the other shows. Yeah. I think it was really good. And I think it was they really went into good character development as well, as with the kind of the backstory of the characters and stuff as well. So I liked it. I know, I know not a lot of people didn't like it because it didn't feel like it was serving, the fan service of what we expect from Star Wars, like lightsabers and X-Wings and TIE fighters. It had none of that kind of element. Obviously it had elements of kind of the Empire in its kind of, when it's kind of just like starting and stuff, pre-Death Star and stuff. So no, I liked it because it was just completely different, really.
Cool.
Yeah.
And Matt, did you get to the end of that one or not?
Andor, no, I gave up. Didn't. The story wasn't working for me. I can appreciate what you're saying, Martin, about the. There's some great cinematography in it. Yeah, certainly. But it's just, I think because it didn't feel like Star Wars, I couldn't get into it.
Yeah,
but
I know
what you're saying.
Yeah, it is very slow paced. I get that, but I think you do kind of feel invested in it because kind of where season 2 is going to go, because kind of season 2 is going to end where Rogue One kind of starts. So you're kind of invested to watch it to that point. You know what I mean? So So I think season 2 is going to be a lot better from what I've heard. So yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's see who's about. So Matt says afternoon all. What's he leaving a comment for? Movie Mad, how you keeping? Hope you're well. Matt says, hey. What's up, Matt? Says Stephen Luther. What's up, Matt? The Sky. Stephen, AJ. How you doing, Stephen? Hope you're well. Mine, you weren't in at that point. Video Tasty says this would be so much fun if AJ wasn't involved. Harsh. Harsh. He also said, "Where's my invite?" In the post. Video Tasty's in the post. You'll get the meaning of that. So I'm jumping back up. So without spoilers, did you like Evil Dead Rise, AJ? Oh. Okay, yes, I did put out a review for Evil Dead Rise just a couple of hours ago. I took the opportunity to go and see it. Being a fan, I'm wearing an Army of Darkness t-shirt. What can I say? Did I like it? What can I say? I can say there's two roads an Evil Dead film can go. With Bruce Campbell, it can take this road where it is far more humorous in tone, or it can take a road without Bruce Campbell involved. And I'm talking about in the producer's chair, where it goes into a darker territory, more of a horror film. This film shows that darker path for sure. Obviously, without Bruce Campbell's on-screen involvement. It was a well-crafted, well-made film. No denying that. However, it was a complete remake of the first Evil Dead film. Now, people are going to be up in arms about that. But let's examine it. All right. So you've got, without spoiling it, so you've got a, let me just sort of picture this. You've got a small group of people in an isolated location where down in the depths of said isolated location, they come across a book of the dead, nay, a Necronomicon, Ex Mortis, and they come across some recordings of passages from said book. They take the book and recordings back up, they play said recordings and release the dead. What film am I describing? You might be thinking I'm describing Evil Dead. I'm not. I'm describing Evil Dead Rise. Yes. Yes, I say that it's a remote location in that it's set in this building where there's not many people living there anymore. No one can hear anything because this is in sort of a slummy area. The building's about to be pulled down in a month's time. So there's not many people there. So it is essentially a complete remake of the Evil Dead. It fits more as a continuation, if you will, of the 2013 Evil Dead remake because it feels very much like that in tone. But it's well made. People who love their gore and their violence will love it. What more can I say? Without saying whether I liked it or not. Yeah, that's all I can say.
Yeah.
Come back, Bruce. That's all I can say as well. So, has anyone else got any interest in the Evil Deads? H. Have you?
I've got to be honest. I have never even seen the first Evil Dead. I haven't seen them.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Martin?
Yes, I love the Evil Dead. It's funny you should mention it because I did a video on it last week. Actually, I've done.
You did, yes.
I did a history looking at the history of the Evil Dead, 1981 to 2023. So if you haven't checked that video, check it out because that's quite a comprehensive look at each of the films. I talk about the 4K releases, and check that out. Yeah, but yeah, I love the Evil Dead. I haven't seen the new one yet, but yeah, it's definitely on our radar to see. But yeah, I love the Evil Dead. Yeah, the first time I watched the original Evil Dead was with my sister. Actually, I've got quite good memories of that. When I was about 10 years old, I watched it with my sister, and so it was an interesting experience. Yeah.
Cool.
Which is your favourite film out of all of them?
I'd probably say it's close. I'd probably just say Evil Dead 2, probably followed by Army of Darkness, but it's very, very close. They're very similar in terms of my kind of level of expectation, but they're both very comedic. I think Army of Darkness is definitely more comedic
Yeah.
than number 2. I think 2 still kind of retains a little bit of the first film. You can see kind of how they were kind of transitioning from the first film into kind of the era of the kind of comedic into the Army of Darkness, you know, part of the franchise. But yeah, 2, I'd just say, yeah, just edges it, I think.
Hmm.
I actually quite enjoyed the remake. I thought that was done very well.
Yes.
I thought, yeah, it felt, yeah, quite good. They did a good job on it. For me, I think, yeah, I will see this new one, but again, they're not really films I would collect. They're me. I'd watch them if they were on. I wouldn't go to the cinema to see them, but it's more of a me and horror are very much one-time watch affairs, unless it's a particular horror film that I really like, and then I will pick it up. They tend to be more the supernatural films I prefer rather than the sort of slasher gore kind of stuff. But I can see the appeal, definitely, why people love these films.
I think, I mean, watching this one, it came to me afterwards. Sort of thought to myself, is Evil Dead a one and done idea more than anything else? This is sort of a rhetorical question more than anything else. But I wondered if it was a one and done idea where Sam Raimi knew this, hence the reason with the second one he sort of made it a remake continuation of the first one, adding elements of humour, then opening the world up into this well, what it became with Army of Darkness and subsequently Ash versus Evil Dead, which broadened the world of the Evil Dead out, considerably, considering what it was first time round. And then you've got the remake, obviously 2013. Then you've got this film, which is again essentially a remake. And so it makes me wonder whether it is, you know, Sam Raimi knew this back in the day, that there was nothing else, nowhere else to really take it. So he took it down a different pathway. That does sort of make me think. I think the problem for me with a film like Evil Dead is that pretty much everyone in it is disposable. So they don't spend too much time on character growth. That's the primary issue I have with a lot of horrors. People are there just to be killed, essentially.
What I have heard though, I did watch review, non-spoiler review. I haven't watched yours yet. Is that this film is all the characters are family, whereas before it was more sort of friends and they're all kind of young adults, you know, very much just so they didn't really have any sort of apart from my boyfriend and girlfriend. This one is literally they are a family, so it's very much more of a personal thing. Is that right?
Yeah, but to be honest, it makes no real difference how you colour it up.
Okay.
In that it's a group of individuals there to be, well, ultimately, they're there to be,
disposable.
yeah, essentially, more than anything else. Whether they're family or friends, I don't really see how it really matters to the overall context of the film. But there we go. Yeah. Richard says, afternoon, chaps. He's off to see Evil Dead Rise later. He can't wait. Hi, everyone. Hope you're doing well, says Ian Hill. Ian Hill, the Ramblings. H, have you seen Ian's channel?
Yes, I've seen his channel before. He does post very good videos. I've seen them.
He's very passionate about his stuff. Don't agree with his take on Star Trek Generations, though. Ian, got that vid. Adrian James, afternoon, AJ, mate. Happy Saturday. How you doing, Adrian? Hope you're well. Harrison Fletcher's in the house. How you doing, Harrison?
That is me. Wait,
sorry?
It's Harrison.
Yeah,
that's my name. That's literally my name.
Oh, we now know your
sure
name.
if I know this. I might know this person.
Do you? Is it a family member?
No, not that I know of.
Well, that's a bit of a coincidence, isn't it?
That is not a family member.
There you were wanting to stay, known as H, and you've just told us your name.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Don't worry, not many people watch this anyway. So,
Yeah.
Michael's movie corner is in. Hey, everyone.
Right.
H, do you know Michael's channel?
Yes, I do. I've seen a couple of his videos as well. I do like them, and yeah.
Was that your missus who just passed by?
Yes, she's going away for the evening, so she's not back till tomorrow. So she's abandoning me. So yeah.
Yeah, I love it when my missus goes away. Not for any reason, undue. It's just really nice to be alone. I like alone time. Anyway, it's just no nagging in years. But yeah, Michael's done a good video this morning on his what would have happened if Picard hadn't succumbed to being Borgified. H, do you watch Star Trek? Is that something you watch? Or are you not into that?
I'm not really into it. I've got to be honest. More Star Wars fan.
That's fair enough. We're into what we're into, and not just so we know to keep it more away from Star Trek for you. I don't want to be chatting ages about something that you're completely uninterested in. Joe Grant says, "Hi guys, best find in CEX or charity shops on DVDs or Blu-rays or 4Ks." So this might be one for you then. Hey,
Yeah.
What's your best find? Because obviously you also you're a little bit of an entrepreneur.
Yeah. Yeah.
In that you do buy stuff and resell it for financial gain. And why not? I think that's great. I think that you know, you got your little, I forget what that thing's called. What's it called?
Vintage, isn't it?
That's it.
Vintage, yeah.
Where, a young person with a little bit of entrepreneurial first. That's great. I used to do similar when I was younger. Not quite the same. I'm not saying anything untoward. It was untoward. It was dodgy VHS tapes. Okay, it was pirates, the school teachers and stuff. But so let's not go down that road. But anyway, so what's
Don't give him any ideas.
Yeah. What's your what's the one thing? What's the one thing that you found that you've gone into one of your little charity shop hunts and you found something that is like rare, is worth far more than what you paid for it? Is there anything that you found?
I think it might have been a PlayStation 2 game.
Yep.
It was worth something like £15 or £20. I picked it up for like 20p.
There you go. Score.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
what did you do with it?
I sold it straight away. As soon as I found it, picked it up, went back home, took pictures, sold it.
Did it sell? It sold, yeah.
Away.
There you go.
Much.
Good for you. And why not? Why not? Martin, do you ever venture into?
No, I don't really buy stuff from charity shops, to be honest. I'm more of a kind of a retail shop. I don't really buy too much in CEX because my CEX here is not that great, to be honest, and it doesn't really have that much good stuff in it.
Yeah,
like 4K and stuff. So I only go in CEX occasionally. I'm not blessed like you, AJ, to have a CEX pretty much on every other corner of where you live or in 5 minutes direction of your house. So no.
That's the beauty of living in colourful London. Oh, that sounds really bad. That sounds really bad. Can I retract that comment? I didn't mean it in that way. Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah.
I'll have
to come down your way, and we'll have to go shopping around CX around your way one time.
Yeah, I'll drive you around to all of them.
Yeah.
Loads. Tons of them.
Yeah.
Matt, what's your best find?
I mean, I've picked up quite a few bits from local charity shop. I think it was a nice TARDIS set that I got of the first series of Doctor Who. I found that in a charity shop. I think it was about £4. And I think it sells on CX for sort of 8 to 10 or something like that. So that was quite good. There was another one that I got on Music Magpie, which was The Perfect Storm. And that was that DVD set, which was the big premium collection editions we got back in the day. And I think that was about £2. and it was brand new sealed. So that's probably the best find, really.
All right, cool. Mine was well, I don't always say as a percentage, it's not that much of an increase, but I did find that little model Serenity in a charity shop in the Isle of Wight. I was only walking past the window and I thought, oh, there's a little model of the ship, the Serenity, from the TV series Firefly and the movie of the same name, Serenity. It was 20 quid or something like that, but it sells for about 80 to 100 online. I've still got it upstairs. But I did find years and years ago, in the days of DVD, I did go past a charity shop in Coulsdon, which is in Surrey, where I lived at the time. And I found, I think it was season 4 of 24, Jack Bauer. And it was like a couple of quid, and I sold it for about 18 on eBay, something like that. Nothing marvellous. I haven't found anything fantastic or anything. To be honest, I only pop in and look when I feel that shall I pop in and look? I don't always go into them. Because down here, it's a lot different. Up where you guys are, they're far cheaper than what they are down here in London. They're way overpriced in that sense, if I was to compare between up there and down here. So, question for you, Matt. I've done a review on it, so I won't go into it. H ain't going to be able to say anything about it because he's not a fan. So while I just quickly jump down to the kitchen because I need a cup of tea, I'll let you answer this question. And Martin, you watched it as well, I believe.
I did. Yep.
So I shall be back momentarily.
Yeah, no problem.
Go on, fire away.
Yeah, I thought it was a good ending to it. I think obviously without giving too many spoilers away, I suppose, but the villain in it was, shall we say, predictable. I think we kind of knew that was coming, and I think it was kind of a full circle episode, kind of tying in from the original series of The Next Generation. I think it was done very well. The ending to it was kind of a perfect ending. I think the way that they did it, it tied in with the last episode of The Next Generation, All Good Things. And then we were kind of left with a little mid-credit scene at the end, which kind of hints at possible future series. I'm not 100% sure whether it will work, the new series. I think whilst you've got a couple of sort of characters in there, I think if they were going to do that, I think they should have introduced some of the characters or given them more character growth in Picard so that we could then kind of translate that over to a new series. But I guess they don't want to do too much because obviously they want to introduce maybe some of the characters that we did see in Picard in a new series. Jury's out on that one for me. Obviously, there's another character that pops up, which you kind of think, okay, that person's come back. But again, sort of only if we're speaking in linear terms, as that person says.
Yeah.
Without giving too much, I don't want to give it spoilers for people who haven't seen it yet. But overall, I thought it was done very well. A lot of action in it. A nice sort of ending to it with what they did with one of the ships as well. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I concur with that. Like H, I'm more of a Star Wars fan, so I wouldn't say I'm a massive Star Trek fan, but I do love the original series, the Next Gen, all the movies that came out from the various different captains. So I enjoy those, but yeah, I'm more Star Wars fan. But I have to say, I did really enjoy this season of Picard. I skipped season 2 because it was so bad. I don't think 1 was that great. I did finish watching series 1, but I completely tuned off completely to the second series, and I was kind of umming and ahhing whether I was going to watch season 3, and I thought, I'll give it a go, because I heard that all the the next gen characters were coming back. I thought, oh, it'd be interesting to see what they do with this story. And I was completely invested in it, to be fair, from day one. And I thought it was really, really good. And I thought the finale was, so I hate to say it as a Star Wars fan, but I actually thought that finale was better than the Mandalorian finale, because it was just so well. The story was so well done. It was the way it was structured. It had a good balance of action, and obviously there was a lot of Easter eggs and kind of fan service going back. Bringing old characters back and mentioning old characters and stuff. And I just thought it was just a really nice way to end it. To be honest, yeah.
Cool. So I've got a question for Michael in turn. And this question might actually, it could spoil it for anyone who's watching who doesn't want to know this. I'm trying to find, how do I get rid of that bloody question thing? Questions, what? There we go. Any questions, put them in. So anyway, Michael, if you're watching, what do you think of the fact that, spoilers here, that the Titan was renamed the Enterprise? Obviously, it's a smaller ship. It's not now a flagship of the Federation or anything like this. And do you not perceive that as being a step backwards from what we saw to be the Enterprise F? Because it seems like an older vessel. Here we go. I don't know where I was at. Where was I? Oh yeah, Michael asked that. Andor was all right.
Yep.
Says HF, not our HF, the other HF. Basement Blues. Welcome. We'll have to get him back on again sometime, Matt.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, AJ, the film was called Evil Dead Rise. Maybe Evil Dead Remake was just too obvious a title. Hollywood. It's a play on words, because it was called Evil Dead Rise, but it's set in, partly because it's set in a high rise.
Ah, okay.
Well, that's how I perceived it. It's a big block of flats that they call high rise. So Evil Dead Rise. They could have called it Evil Dead High Rise. They didn't. Evil Dead Rise sounds better.
Or Evil Dead Returns, doesn't it?
Yeah. I think the best find I bought in a charity shop was an original Game Boy in mint condition for 130. My eyesight. I'm getting old. I didn't see that little point there. Joe Grant. What films or TV series they should have never made in a TV series or movie like True Life? Okay, so I see what Joe's asking. So, is there a TV series that should never have transitioned into a? Sorry, is there a film series that should never have transitioned into a TV series? Or we can vice versa that, a TV series that should never have transitioned into a film series. H, do you want to go first? Have you got any ideas?
Yeah, let me think. We've got...
If you want to think about it, we can, if you want to...
Yeah, let me think about it.
All right. Who wants to go first? H, think about it.
I want to think as well.
Yeah.
Matt, Martin, anyone?
Um,
And we'll chat at once.
Can't think of anything recently, to be honest, that's been a
Been
bad series. Obviously, there's that True Lies, possibly the Quantum Leap. I mean, I know that's technically not been a movie, but it's a remake of a series. Obviously, I haven't seen it, so I can't really comment on it. But from what you've said, it doesn't really sound like it's been that great.
No, I go back on what I said.
Oh.
By the end of it, it got very good. It needed to find its feet. It needed to find its voice and identity. And everyone was just upset about Scott Bakula not being there. So by the end of Quantum Leap, I was ready for season 2.
Oh, okay. I must have missed the last few reviews.
Yeah, I thought it'd done well.
Okay.
So anyone got one?
I'm just trying to think.
I've got another one.
Go on.
The A-Team movie. I don't really think that was that great. It was okay, but again, the TV series was fantastic in the 80s, but the remake, yeah, it didn't really need to be made, to be honest. Or the movie, shall I say.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe something like Stargate.
Oh, really?
Stargate
like Stargate.
film into a TV show. I didn't really like the TV show very much.
Well,
Okay.
Yeah.
I was a big lover of it.
Did you?
Yeah,
Okay.
I thought it was very good.
Yeah.
I'll take it over the film, I'll be honest.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't really.
It's a difficult question.
It's an interesting question.
Yeah, it's a good question.
Fast
Hey.
and Furious Spy Races, I think it's called. Fast and Furious Spy Races. It was a Netflix series, and it was basically like Fast and Furious but animated, and I really didn't enjoy it at all. I just
So
thought
what?
it didn't.
Share with us why you didn't enjoy it. What was the what was it made you?
The animations, I just didn't like it at all. There was no need for it. They should have waited until the whole Fast and Furious saga was complete, and then they could have made a series and all that. But they've just done it like, when did it come out? A couple of years ago now. Like,
So
yeah.
Enlighten us a bit on a bit about it. Well, when's it set? Is it set in the normal timeline? Is it more futuristic? They got more futuristic vehicles. What's because sometimes they do that sort of a thing, don't they?
Yeah, it's set in a normal timeline, but they do have more advanced cars and all that, and I just didn't like it at all.
Does it utilize the characters from the film? Like
Introduce
what's his name? What's the main guy's name? I've seen them all. Finney's name. Oh no, his
Brian O'Connor or
Vin Diesel's one.
Yeah, Dominic Toretto.
That's it.
Yeah.
I've got them all. I've seen them.
Actually, I've thought of a good one actually from Dusk Till Dawn.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
I thought
decent.
Yeah, classic.
No,
film.
they've made a TV series.
Yeah, it did. I think it only lasted about 2 seasons, but
it lasted 3.
Was it 3? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it went for 3 seasons. We got Blu-ray, we got DVD releases of season 1 and 2, and they never released season 3 on DVD. Not here anyway.
Yeah.
The first series was essentially the film stretched out over the course of an entire series, and then from season 2 it went into some other stuff. I did watch the first 2 seasons.
Yeah,
I've got another one as well. The Resident Evil Netflix series.
Oh yeah, yes.
Oh dear, that wasn't that good, was it? And that starred the guy out of John Wick who sadly passed away not long ago. I forget the actor's name, but
Lance Reddick. Yeah, Lance Reddick. Yeah.
That's quite sad, isn't it? He's only about 60, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So sorry, I was. Let me get back to H with his, because I'm aware that I hadn't finished questioning him yet about Spy Racers or whatever it was. It called?
Yeah, Fast and Furious Spy Racers.
Okay, so is Dominic Toretto in that? The character of?
I don't think so. I honestly can't remember.
All right.
I think he might have been, and they also introduced new characters along the way and stuff.
Did they do a toy line for it? Do you know?
Yes, I think they did. Yeah.
That's why that would explain the cars being different. I've got one for you anyway, and that would be The Mist.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they did a TV series of that, did they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not very good. Yeah.
Carry on from the film, or
No, it kind of starts it all over again, sort of thing. So, I don't know I don't think I got all the way through it, I'll be honest. I don't know if I got the impression it was very much like what From Dusk Till Dawn done, when it would do that film and then it would go on to Beyond.
Yeah.
So that's film to TV to film. Well, there's loads in there. You know, you got all them like ones that were remade as comedies, like Chips and things like that, haven't you?
Yeah. Starsky and Hutch.
Yeah, not that I
Yeah.
didn't mind Starsky and Hutch, but there's so many
Baywatch.
TV series.
Baywatch,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now, I'll tell you what I am liking is the Sarah Connor Chronicles. That's a mouthful.
Yeah.
That's really good. I'm enjoying that.
How far in are you now?
About episode 6 or 7 of the first season.
Okay.
So-
Have you got to the scene where the FBI or the agents or police, where they're all kitted up in their sort of riot gear, go into the hotel room where the Terminator
No.
is? All right.
No.
Okay, well, no
Not
more.
got to that yet.
I'll say no more.
But if anyone wants to watch it, it's on Freevee, which is it's free to air, so you can watch both seasons. There's a lot of good series on there actually that you can watch free. Just find it on your TV, and good entertainment. And then obviously, if you feel like picking it up, on physical, you can do.
Yeah, cool. So I've got to say, H, when I see your videos of you walking around your shop, I keep saying, pick that up, pick it up, that's great. And then you leave it.
Yeah. It's
You've got years yet.
Yeah. It's either because I haven't seen it or heard anything about it, or I might already have it in my collection. So
No, I get that. Movie Mad said he had to disappear, and now he's back. Wasn't particularly impressed with the easy defeat of the Borg again. I think that's. I do think the Borg are overdone. I'll be honest. I think the fact. I mean, I rolled my eyes when the realization was, hey, it's actually the Borg again. And Michael knows this. He knows straight away. He said, "Oh, I was going to." Sorry, AJ's going to have a field day with this one when I rolled when he saw it was a Borg. But I did like that they went into evolution of how they do what they do and what they do. I thought that was very clever writing and a good way of bringing them back. And I suppose it gives it some sort of nice symmetry that it's Picard's main nemesis. Do you know what I mean? It works well in that sense. And also the other thing that works well with it is Star Trek Generations, where Picard loses his nephew and he's going on about there's no one to carry on the Picard name.
Yeah.
When watching that again, after watching this, knowing that Picard's got a son, it kind of adds to it, knowing that, well, actually, you're not going to be the last Picard.
Do you think, though, that if the new series is greenlit, I don't know what they call it, but we would see the return of the Borg, do you think? Or do you think we really do need to sort of let that go now and it's kind of, gone?
Are you talking about a continuation as to what was teased at the end of? Okay, on the one hand, I'd like to say no. I think Borg should be left and done. However, if Jerry Ryan is the main star of this, because she's the captain of the new Enterprise, spoilers, then it stands to reason that the Borg will come back into it because she is ultimately her origins are tied to the Borg. So it would be thematically correct to do something with that.
But again, they didn't really, like you say, because she's still very much connected to the Borg in a lot of ways with those, things, prosthesis and whatnot.
Yeah.
She didn't seem to be really, you'd have thought she'd have been taken over, wouldn't you? In that
Possibly,
series.
yeah.
But she wasn't.
No.
And it just felt like they kind of used Picard as the connection that seed was still there after 35 years ago. But she was pretty much, was she born a Borg or she was a baby that was changed into a Borg?
No, hence why she's got a proper name. Is I think she was a young girl when she was taken. Michael's probably watching. He's probably tapping away at this moment, correcting us.
Yeah.
With his geek knowledge of it. And I say that in a nice, friendly way. Michael knows.
Yeah, he knows so much more than I would.
He's like me 30 years ago. 20 years ago. I'm not that old. He's probably tapping away. So Michael's torn between, to be honest, before they showed it, was the Enterprise G. I thought it was going to be called the USS Picard. I
thought that.
Yes,
yeah,
I did.
I thought they might do that. Yeah,
I thought they might have named the ship after Picard. It also feels it's too soon to have a new Enterprise. I don't know about that, the latter one. I'm just surprised they renamed the Titan to Enterprise, and like I said, it felt like it felt like here I am with an iPhone 30 or whatever the latest iPhone is, I don't know, and now I've got an iPhone 10. See what I'm saying? It just felt like
yeah. But I suppose because F was destroyed, obviously that was the flagship. It was coming out of the space dock or whatever it was, and then it got
destroyed.
I'm sure it got destroyed, didn't it?
I don't know.
Otherwise, why would they create G?
I think F was retired.
Again, I'm sure Michael will be the correct on that.
Mothballs. That's the impression I had. Mike, F was wait there, Michael, here's message. F wasn't destroyed, it was decommissioned. I've got the messages coming up beside me as well, so I could just keep ahead.
Yeah, but there was the new Enterprise that came out of the space dock, didn't it? It came out as like a celebration, and it was like the big reveal of the new Enterprise.
Oh no, that was the farewell of the Enterprise.
Oh, was it? I thought it was like the newly commissioned ship.
No,
okay.
Sort of. Look, here's the Enterprise. See you later. It's done its mission, and
even though we haven't even seen it.
Yeah, these things happen. I think we need another long stretch before a new Enterprise is brought in, like from C to D was 19 years. You're not going to get it, Michael. Do you not want a new series based around 7 of 9, Captain in the Titan Enterprise? Is that something you don't want? Of course you do. Big Steve's in the house. Big Steve. H, have you seen Movie Chat's channel?
Not yet. I'll have to check them out though.
Okay, they're good. Movie Chat says 3 seasons and 3 films. I think he's talking about From Dusk Till Dawn. We had 3 seasons, you had 3 films. That's right. What were the titles of those 3 films? Second 2. What was one, Hangman's Daughter or something like that? The last one, or Texas Blood, or was that something else? I can't remember. And then the second one was, I don't know. Enlighten me. I do have them. I do have all 3. I've got 3, and Robert Patrick was in one of them. The third one went back to cowboy times. It was like an old. I didn't mind the third one. Cowboy from Dusk Till Dawn. That was all right. What's a movie that you guys love but everyone else doesn't? Okay, who's going first here?
I will.
Oh, there we go. H has got one. Go for it.
Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. That one. Because I heard most people don't really like the film. I'm not really sure why. I really, really enjoyed it.
That's fair enough. How do you compare it to the others? What's your opinion on, just out of curiosity, to juxtapose the situation, what's your position on the other 3 in comparison to that 4th one?
The 4th one isn't as good as the other 3, but there you go. That's how it is. The first one amazing, second one amazing, third one all really, really good films. And then it was the 4th one. It was good, but there was a bit missing that the 3 first did have. Like there was a bit of magic or something that was missing.
That's a great answer. But you think you like it more than you think you love it a lot more than a lot of other people do?
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. Martin, do you have one?
I would say something like Alien 3.
That grew on me, that film. When I first watched it, I didn't like it, but then it did grow on me.
Yeah.
Quite like the kind of, you know, it didn't come from like having loads of weapons in the second one to nothing.
No. Yeah. Yeah. I think the direct. Have you seen the director's cut? The director's cut is the better version. You have to watch the director's cut because there's a lot more. It fills in more like what they did with Aliens Special Edition. There's those extra scenes make it. It makes more sense, kind of thing.
It's been a long while, actually. Need to revisit it, actually.
Yeah.
Right there. I've got something here. Where is it?
Have you seen the special edition of the fourth one as well?
Oh,
Is that Resurrection?
Yeah.
No, I haven't. I didn't realise they did a special edition. Is there a special edition? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
have you got the Blu-ray box set? Which has
Yes,
got
I have. Yeah.
first, it's on there.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure there's 2 cuts and there's deleted scenes as well.
Okay. Oh,
I've got this here, which is it's a graphic novel.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I read comic books, don't I? Of the unproduced screenplay of Alien 3, which they adapted into comic book form. So what it could have been had they gone with one of the earlier screenplays.
Mm-hmm.
The official adaptation of the original screenplay for Alien 3, written by William Gibson.
Would you like to see a sequel to Alien Covenant? Because that's kind of left open, wasn't it, at the end? I actually quite liked. I really liked Prometheus. I thought that was a really good film. And Alien Covenant, I still like the sort of continuation of David and his kind of, you know, I'd still like to see a conclusion to that. But whether we'll get a further film, I don't know.
Have you seen the Alien films, H?
I know I should have seen them by now, but I haven't seen them yet. I definitely will, probably next week or something. I'll get around to watching them.
No, I'd be interested. I think you should start looking into reviews, to be honest. I don't see that being a bad thing. Why not? And just to let you know that Michael, up at Michael's Movie Corner, he's only just started watching the Alien films. I don't know if he's got to Alien 3 yet. He wouldn't have done. He didn't really like Alien. He liked Aliens. Yeah, so, you know. But, Matt, did you say a film that you like that no one else does? Did you give us a... What was it?
Moonraker. I loved it. I think everyone saw Moonraker as being a bit daft, a bit silly. You know, it was James Bond going into space. But I think when I watched it, I was probably about 9 or 10 years old. And it was just at that time where it was like, wow, this is fantastic. I still love watching that film even today. But I know for a lot of people, it's probably way, way down the list of James Bond films.
Do you think that the Broccolis kind of jumped a bit on the Star Wars bandwagon? Because obviously Moonraker came out in 78, didn't it? Just after Star Wars.
It's
kind of that period, kind of Star Wars.
Very much so.
You know, obviously, and then we had the Black Hole the year after in 79. So there was kind of that whole let's jump on the Star Wars bandwagon because they obviously thought there's so much money to be made, you know, off Star Wars kind of thing. They thought, oh, you know, let's kind of take James Bond in a different kind of spin and put him in space.
Well, I mean,
I enjoyed it as well. I like it as well. It's a good film.
If you think about it, sort of the late 70s, you had Star Wars, you had Alien, you had Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot. The late 70s, early 80s was very like a huge time for science fiction. So yeah, I totally agree. They jumped on the bandwagon with that, but we're going to put him in space, you know. And okay, some of it's daft and that, but you know, back in the 70s, some of the stuff you were seeing with Bond was just like so out there. But
and people moan about Fast and Furious franchise going into space.
Well, that's again,
You had them doing it in Bond back in the late 70s. There we go. So for me, a film that I don't mind everyone hates. I don't know. There's quite a few, you know. There's quite a few. I mean, Batman and Robin is one. I've got no issue sitting down and watching Batman and Robin. I know it's not a great film, and I recognise it's not a great film, but because it's so far removed from anything else Batman on screen beyond the Adam West TV series, I can watch it in that sense. If that sort of makes sense. You know, it's so different. It is so far removed. It's black and white when you compare it to like, even the Batman or the Dark Knight. I'm not saying the Batman's a good film. I didn't like it, but do you know what I mean? It's so different that I can sit and watch it as something just stupid. And yeah, you know, yeah. There we go.
Same here. I really enjoyed it as well.
There we go. There's another Batman and Robin lover. There's only two of us, you and me. Where are we? I've lost my place. Movie chats. Steve, Big Steve. How about games to live action? Are we saying? What are you asking? What's the question in there? Whether we like or don't like?
I think he's probably talking about like Resident Evil. Obviously,
Yeah,
that's
I know. But like, what do we think of it? What films are our favourite? Anyway, yeah. Let's have a look. H, you got any? This is probably. Do you play games? Have you got a games console or anything like that?
I do, but I don't really play that much. I'm more into watching films and all that. So
okay, what games console do you have?
I have two actually. I have an Xbox 360 and an Xbox One.
Okay, all right, cool. I don't play games, obviously. But so, what's your opinion on games to movies? Is there any that you like, that you think were done well?
Would Tomb Raider be one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I enjoyed the. Was it the Lara Croft one? I think.
What the Angelina Jolie?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, because you got two Angelina ones, and then you got one with that Alicia Varikov, whatever her name is. What's her name?
Vandekar.
Vandekar, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, well, I like the Tomb Raider. I think that's about it. I can't really think of any more.
Resident Evils. Sonic.
Oh yeah, Sonic as well. Yeah,
Mario Brothers.
I just went to go see that.
What did you think?
Really good. Really, really good. Lots of Easter eggs from other games in there that I noticed.
Yeah.
And overall, very, very good.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Matt, Martin, do you have any opinions on this?
Yeah. I'd probably say my favourite one's probably the most recently Last of Us. That was a good game to TV adaptation. I've actually started playing the game now after watching the TV series. Now I've watched the TV show and actually started playing the game now, which is cool. Another one that's probably a little bit underrated, I'd probably say Silent Hill movies.
Mm-hmm.
I thought those films are really good. I think they're actually in the process of making a new one, I heard. But
I heard that.
Hill game, Resident Evil, I think the Resident Evil ones. I think probably the first couple I enjoyed, and then it got a bit silly, didn't it? When they got, what did they get up to? About 6, didn't they?
Yeah.
What else is there? There's been very little kind of good games to TV kind of conversions, isn't there? Really, I can't really think of anything that's really kind of good that sticks out.
So, do you think the aversion to it from fans is the fact that obviously when you're playing a game, you're sat there, you're controlling the character through the narrative. As soon as you put them into film, you lose that control as a player. Do you think that's a big part of why people have an aversion to game-related films?
Yeah, I think so. I think a lot of people think that they're changing the story too much. Like I think is it with the one they did recently, the Raccoon City one, where they had that was quite. I actually quite enjoyed that one because I thought it followed the second game quite closely with the police station and stuff, and that whole and the house. I thought that one was more of a true kind of adaptation to the game, where some of the ones with the earlier films were kind of they've gone a little bit off the story. The characters are I know the characters' names were the same, but they kind of didn't have the same sort of connection that they did with the games, kind of thing. So yeah, but Raccoon City was quite good actually. I quite enjoyed that one.
Matt, what about yourself? Do you have any that you like, don't like?
Well, yeah, I mean, I was actually going to say Raccoon City that I went in with very low expectations because I'd heard quite a few reviews on it and people saying they didn't like it. But I agree with you, Martin, that they captured the police station perfectly and the mansion. And there was even a scene I can remember where there was a zombie that turns around and it was just pictured straight from the game.
Scene for scene, yeah.
Unfortunately, the thing that they didn't get right was a lot of the characters in the film. Leon Kennedy, he was totally wrong. Which I think some of the characters they got right in the Paul W.S. Anderson films. There was what's the name, Wong. She was very good. The Nemesis character I thought was great. And then Chris and Claire Redfield, I didn't mind. I thought they were quite good. But yeah, unfortunately, I think this happens with game to TV or film adaptations. There's usually something that they don't quite get right, or they try and go in a totally different direction, like this Netflix series of Resident Evil, where it just went off on a completely different. You'd never seen any of this sort of happened apart from Wesker. Obviously, he was a character from the games. But yeah, I think then again, you could say there's an argument that if they make it too much like the games, then people will complain, well, I'm not seeing anything different. So, you can't win.
Yeah. Oh, no, me personally, I'm not a game player. I don't play games. I mean, I used to play games with my children, with my two sons, all the time. Generally with my middle son, I play like Lego Star Wars games all the time. And Christian, that's my middle son. And I think Matt knows this. As a young lad, he had speech problems. He suffered with speech dyspraxia. So I had to, he couldn't speak for a very long time. And I had to learn Michelin Sign Language, which is a form of sign language that operates in conjunction with speech as opposed to sign language with someone who's deaf. So he would come home from school. He wouldn't be able to say a word, but he loved playing Lego Star Wars. So I'd sit there with him and we would just play and, great memories of those times for me playing games. And then he got over his speech problems. In the end, he managed to speak perfectly. I mean, he actually went to a special school for speech and language therapy. It knocked him back educationally, but when he came out of it, I mean, it was so lovely to hear him speak because he spoke properly. I mean, every T was pronounced. Every word was amazing. It was magical. And I have good memories of them times. And then I used to sit and play Call of Duty with them. And we'd go onto the maps where you've got no one else on the map. It's just us, like three of us. And I'd be armed to the teeth with whatever weapons I want. And they would just have a knife. That's it. And it's like, we got to hunt each other down and kill each other. I could never do it, even though I was armed with whatever weapons I wanted. they'd just come running out of the whatever, and it's done because I'm like, so like, what am I doing? They're like, I did play Resident Evil a bit and things like that, and I used to play Sonic when I was young. So for me, when a film comes out, it's based on a game. I'm very rarely am I aware of the game. So for me, it is literally just a film. Tomb Raider, I did play in the early days, sometimes on the PS1. Not that I could get very far into it. I kept giving up. I probably got maybe 2% into the game before I gave up because I couldn't work out the puzzles. So for me, they're just films, but they do feel lacking in something. I enjoyed the first 3 Resident Evils more than anything else. A big fan of Mila Jovovich. I think she's great. Rampage, I wouldn't have even known that was based on a game had no one told me.
Still got to watch that.
Last of Us, I've never played, so to watch it for me, it's thematically, it's very much like watching a continuation of The Walking Dead. But yeah, I mean, I don't mind. It's like general movies. Some are like, some I don't. But there we go. Ian said that he loves The Dead Zone, one of my all-time favourite films. I thought the TV series was good, very enjoyable. Yes, Michael. Ian. Why did I say Michael? Ian and Michael. Interchangeable. My God. So the Dead Zone TV series. I don't know if anyone knows of it. I think, Ian, correct me if I'm wrong, if you're still watching. I believe it last. Matt's wearing a Punisher t-shirt, I've just realised. Show me that t-shirt, Matt. I will come back to that. Okay, nice. That's the art on that t-shirt is drawn by an artist called Tim Bradstreet.
Okay.
He was a Punisher cover artist from around the early 2000s for probably about a decade. It's a good artist. Sorry, I digress. The Dead Zone TV series lasted for 6 seasons, and it starred Anthony Michael Hall.
That name rings a bell.
Yeah, National Lampoon's Vacation. He was the son. Weird Science. He was the blonde-haired boy. Recently, he was in Halloween Kills. He had a very small role in The Dark Knight. He was in that. He's quite a recognisable actor. He's quite big in his own right. And he also starred Nicholas. No, her name wasn't Nicholas. Something Burr. She was the girl who played Dax in the last season of Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Terry Farrell.
No. Terry Farrell.
No, not that.
Died, remember? And you had the other girl, the younger one with the short dark hair.
Oh, yeah.
She's in it as well. Anyways, it's a very good series. Very good. 6 seasons it lasted. I've got them in on DVD. Have you got them on DVD? I'm sure he has. And obviously the film starred Christopher Walken.
Yeah, very good. Stephen King book.
That's right. No, the series was great. Good one. Good call there from Ian. Michael says he fully believes the end of this episode, the Borg are no more. Like I said, I will say we've still got things from the end of Star Trek Picard Season 2 that haven't explored, where you've got those other Borg that are out there protecting us from whatever it was. I can't remember.
They didn't get involved in this lot, though, did they?
No. So the Borg, a contingent of the Borg can still be out. And with 7 of 9 being part Borg, it stands to reason that they will explore that more. But the continuation would be called Star Trek Legacy. Fingers crossed. So Pete, play
That
Tendo.
one's going to be called Star Trek Legacy.
I know they spoke of a series called Star Trek Legacy. Now I believe that they cancelled Star Trek Discovery in favour of this one. They want to do this. They want Discovery gone, which is a great choice. Anyway, Pete's here. Play Tendo, Pete. Hey,
Pete.
do you know Pete's channel? Play Tendo guy.
I've I recognise the name, but I haven't seen any of his videos or anything. So
Okay, he does a lot of live chats. But he does them weekly, and they go on for hours. Whereas we keep this to 2 hours, Pete's goes on for like 4, 5, 6 hours sometimes.
not sure I
How
could
does it? But he's got a great channel. Again, anyone watching, the links to H channel, go check it out, and Martin's are down, and Matt's obviously, are down in the description below. So be sure to. Actually, it's in the title of the film as well. In the title of the video as well. You can just press on their little ats, and you can get to them. So go and subscribe.
I know that.
Yeah, that's what it's about. Supporting, subscribing, and growing. I believe she was around 5-ish when she was assimilated. Oh, Steve comes back with she was about 6 in the episode Raven. Michael and Steve are going to go at it in a minute. Round 1. Ding, ding. They know their trick. Okay, here we go. Here's a good question from Pete. What's the next big film in the cinema that you're looking forward to? Pete, do you have anything in mind? Do you have any future cinema going? Well, aside from, don't say Fast and Furious. Say something else.
All right. Indiana Jones and the Dial of the Dynasty or something. I honestly can't remember its name, but the Indiana Jones 5. I'll just call it that. Yeah.
I walked into that one. I should have said no Indiana Jones either. But there we go.
But I want to go see it, so there you go.
That's fair enough. Yeah, I want to see it. I'm hoping for a good time. Martin, anything you want to see? What's your next?
Yeah, Mission Impossible 7, Dead Reckoning Part 1. I think that's
Okay.
on my list.
Why has your sound gone funny? It's more echoey.
Oh boy.
Say something.
Am I echoing? Echo.
Yeah, no, we're not echoing. More sort of distant, deeper, sort of like you're in a void.
Oh, hang on.
Ooh, what was that?
I don't know, but it's makes my ears hurt.
Can you hear me?
Say that again. Hello? Yeah, no, I did hear you then. I just wanted to hear a bit more. Sorry?
Does that sound better?
That
Yeah.
does, yes.
Yeah, cool.
Yes, it sounded like you were in a chamber or something, in a
Yeah,
chamber of secret. So we got Indiana Jones, we got Mission Impossible. Matt?
The Flash.
Oh yeah, the Flash is yes, I'm looking forward to the Flash. I might have to go with that one, actually, the Flash. This year's looking quite good though for films. Last year, when I think back to last year, it's very, because obviously last year was Hollywood coming out of COVID and getting back into so to speak. But this year feels like there's far more than there was last year. Regardless of what they're going to be like, it just feels like there's a lot more bigger films coming. Indiana Jones, Mission Impossible, Fast and Furious, Flash,
June Part 2.
June Part 2.
Aquaman 2.
Yes.
Although I've heard that's not going to be that great. Aquaman 2.
I'm not surprised. But Michael does say, F, yeah, we said that. F wasn't destroyed, it was decommissioned.
Ah, okay. Fair enough.
The F was slated to be decommissioned, and this was its send-off. This was the if you remember a while ago on one of our chats, Michael said he had a spoiler about Star Trek, and he didn't want to say, and I said, well, let me know afterwards, just because I don't care. And that was it. That was the spoiler, that the F was being decommissioned. I don't care.
Interesting to see if they could do in the future. They might do a series about the Enterprise F and the crew of that. Maybe.
Do you need to see it? I mean, what I mean is, do you need to see every iteration of the Enterprise and its crew and its story? Can't you jump a letter if it warrants?
depends whether the producers want to create more content for Paramount Plus.
More money. I'm quite happy with not seeing the events of F. Don't bother me. It's just a
Because I
letter.
guarantee you the next, well, obviously, Strange New Worlds, they'll only be available on Paramount Plus. You won't get, with Picard, obviously, they sold it to Amazon before Paramount Plus started. But you'll find all new Star Trek shows now going forward will only be on Paramount Plus because they'll want to drive subscriptions to Paramount.
True. Afternoon, guys. Says Replicant 70.
Afternoon.
Just caught up on the last 2 episodes of Picard. All I can say is fantastic.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was very good.
We've already done that. The Assembly Cut, reading movies. Assembly Cut is essential to appreciating Alien 3.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy Alien 3. I've never had an issue with it. Audiences didn't gravitate. Well, I can understand why audiences didn't gravitate towards it, but the biggest take that people had was that it was a step backwards in thematically, in that you've gone back to one alien, you've gone to no weapons, and what they wanted was Aliens 2, essentially. That's what people wanted, a big out and out war again. Do you know what I mean?
I think the mistake they made though was Alien Resurrection. I think they should have finished it. It was the perfect ending in Alien 3. It was a perfect trilogy. They should have left. They shouldn't have done that clone thing. It was, and what they did with the alien hybrid and all the rest of it, it was daft, really, wasn't it?
Do you know what? Right, and we'll say this. All right, number one. Firstly, I'll say that Alien Resurrection for me tonally is off. It just doesn't fit the world of Alien in
No.
its aesthetic and its feeling and all this. But the actual hybrid alien freaked me out. It freaked me out when I first saw that in the cinema. I felt uncomfortable with this creature, not in a way that sense that I was scared of it or anything like that. What was it? 97, so I was 20. Christ, 27 years that film came out. Wow. Jesus, I don't feel old. Anyway, it's the duality of taking the themes of birth and death and rolling them into one that I had trouble with that creature. That it freaked me out. The idea of these two, you know, the beginnings and the ends of life put into one. Because there you had this creature which was essentially a baby, but yet it would end life. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It really a thing that played on my mind a lot, and I had to think about it a lot. But yeah. Dimension. Scott from America.
Yep.
I know he's a Batman and Robin lover. Now there's 3 of us, H. 3 of us. Come out of the woodwork. Batman and Robin lovers unite.
You did defending a dud on that, didn't you?
I did indeed, and it was a very easy defence. By the way, everyone, my poll is up. The next defending a dud, you can vote on it, and it looks like Star Trek 5 is going to be the winner. But you've got Star Trek 5 in there, you've got The Lone Ranger, and you've got Jennifer Garner's Elektra, upon which you can vote. Go into my community and vote. And I've got to put up the voting poll for my next unwatched movie. I can't remember what they were. I think it's Days of Thunder again, Lock Up, which I've never seen. You know, Stallone, and there was something else in there, but I can't recall what it's going to be. I'll have to do the poll and we'll see. Michael said he'll be taking to trip. I'll start that again. Michael says he'll be taking a trip to Dublin on Monday with a video of the trip dropping Wednesday. I'm looking forward to going into the Forbidden Planet.
Cool.
Nice. Go to their graphic novel section, Michael, because you will find a considerable amount of Doctor Who graphic novels for very, very cheap, because no one wants to buy them because they're rubbish. No, I don't know. I've got a couple of Doctor Who comics. I've never really read it too much. I do have a Doctor Who and Star Trek crossover comic where they meet. I love to see an ending to it and see how they tie in LV 426. Yes, he's referencing your comments about Alien Covenant, Matt. Where did you get that T-shirt from, Matt? What's that on the arm of it?
I don't know, some sort of Marvel thing.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh,
not
they got
sure.
skull on the side. All right. No, I just noticed.
Yeah, it does look a bit like a Star Wars sort of logo, doesn't it? The Imperial thing, but no, I don't know.
No.
I'm not sure.
Show me closer what that logo is.
No, really, you can't really make it out.
No. All right.
I can't even read what it is from here, to be honest.
Was that from Sports World, that T-shirt?
Yeah, Sports Direct. Yeah,
That's one.
not a sponsor.
Yeah, it's like I said, Tim Bradstreet. Reading Movie says one film he likes that gets a hard time is Judge Dredd. Sylvester Stallone. Thoughts?
Yeah, it's
H,
fun.
have you got that one in your collection?
Yes, I do, but I haven't seen it yet. I've got to get around to watching it still.
Okay. Are you familiar with the comic book of the character or anything?
Not really, no.
Okay. Gents, what's your thoughts on Judge Dredd 1995?
Yeah, I quite liked it actually. I didn't have an issue with it. I wasn't aware that it got a lot of hate.
Yeah. It's because of the character of Dredd not being Dredd. Essentially, it's the one element of the film that isn't correct. is the character
Taking the helmet off.
Yeah, the removal of the helmet was a big bone of contention for a lot of people.
Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah, because he never took his helmet off in the comics, did he? So
for me, I will say it's a film that I used to really love. I did. I was a big supporter of it. Over time, each time I watch it, I think I like it less. I see more and more issues with the film over time. One, and no one ever really mentioned this. The film, when it starts, as you know, we're introduced to the character of Hershey. No, not Judge Hershey. The young guy, the comedic guy. Forget his name. Whatever his name is. Anyway, we're introduced to him. He comes out of prison. He gets on this little transport. It's all night time. It's dark. The transport takes off. And lovely score by Alan Silvestri. Can't argue that. Film looks great. I'd love to see a 4K of it. The ship, the little vessel goes up over the city, and then you come to realise it's actually daytime, and that mega city is so vastly populated and built upwards that daylight doesn't reach the ground levels. Then go to later in the film, and it's like Danny Cannon, the director, had forgotten about this, and the film starts being set in daytime. The scene where Dredd blows up that red Lamborghini-esque type of vehicle, it's now beaming daylight, and it's elements like that I think, did you forget? The whole shoot should have been a nighttime shoot for that film. But there we go.
I thought the remake was really good. Carl Urban remake was really good.
Great.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a sequel to that.
Yeah, it's a shame they never got around to actually making a sequel for that. I know there was lots of talk and talk of money and So.
Although Carl Urban did go on to make a TV series for one season called Almost Human. Which was an American sci-fi series on Fox. Unfortunately, it didn't go for more than one season, which is a travesty for it, 'cause it's fantastic. It's not available on physical media. I think it might be in the States, actually. I tell a lie. And it's very much, he plays Judge Dredd in it, but without the mask. He's a copper and he's assigned with a robot police officer as well, someone who's human looking but is android. It's set within a city that is walled. It's really good. It's really good. It's worth seeing. It's worth checking out. It's almost like he stepped into a Judge Dredd TV show in the early years of Mega City. That was I took on it. So Michael said he stopped after Aliens. He doesn't want to watch anymore. Doesn't want to continue with the Alien series because he absolutely hated Alien. Well, at least you're true to your convictions. So, H, if you get round to watching these,
Yeah.
I'll be interested in your opinion on it because being quite young and being a film that was made in, what was it, 79 for Alien? Or was it earlier? Am I right there?
79, yeah.
I'd like to know your opinion because obviously being as young as you are, film and how film is made today, thematically, structurally, narratively speaking, are far different than what the films were made back then. Films back then could be slower paced, have more story, more character. Nowadays, we're in an environment, a world where film has to be crash and bang from the get-go. They have to give you the action from the second it opens, which wasn't the case back then. So I'd like to hear your opinion on the Alien films if you get around to watching them. And Michael, I do think you should watch 3 as well. No, actually, no, you wouldn't like 3. I don't think you'd like it. Harks back to Alien too much. So probably best bet, leave it where you are. Not that I'm telling anyone not to watch anything or to watch something, but I don't think you do it. So here we go. Ian asks, favourite creature features, favourite monster movies, favourite animal on a rampage. Have I missed a comment? Because I'm sure I had a comment saying, has anyone seen... Oh, no, it's further down. I did read it on the other one because Cocaine Bear comes up. So anyone, yes, a favourite sort of, creature feature, animal on a rampage, monster movie.
Godzilla. That was good.
Which one?
The one from 2016, I believe. I honestly can't remember what year it was.
Is it Gareth Edwards?
Yeah, I think that's... Yeah.
Was that who directed that?
I think so, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Godzilla. So there's our first answer. Martin and Matt.
I was going to say, Godzilla, King Kong, all those. Yeah, I enjoyed all those films. I actually enjoyed the original Godzilla. What was that? When did that come out? About 98?
Oh, yeah, you're talking about the Matthew Broderick.
Matthew Broderick one, yeah.
I have fun with that. I have no issue with it. It's an enjoyable film. It's not Godzilla in that sense. I get people's problem with that. And the characters are all very much like caricatures of real characters rather than being characters. But it's an enjoyable... I have fun with it. That's all I can say. Matt?
Yeah, I mean, King Kong. Loved the Peter Jackson film that we got. I thought that was done really, really well. And I've enjoyed all the Godzilla films. King of the Monsters, Kong Skull Island. I really enjoyed that. That's probably my favourite of that sort of mini franchise. And Kong v Godzilla as well. That was very good in 3D. That is. All both those characters grew up with. I can remember do you remember the animated Godzilla
and Godzuki?
Godzuki, do you remember that in the sort of 80s?
Do I get to sing it? Do I get to sing the theme tune?
Go on then.
Up from the depths, 30 stories high, breathing fire, his head in the sky. Godzilla, and Godzuki.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do know.
Oh, dear.
You know, I can't remember nothing about my job or what I need to know to do my job, but stuff like that just still kicks around up here. Amazing stuff.
Yeah.
So for me, creature feature, would I be remiss if I didn't say Jaws?
Yeah.
I think I would, considering it's my favourite film of all time. But I love that sort of genre of film. I love creature features, whether they're real animals, fake animals. Yeah. I don't know, just enjoy them. Games to reading movies says games to work. Games to movies don't work, in my opinion. This may change as games now have a greater crew and cast than movies with some good writing. Yeah, good.
Yeah. I think most modern games are movies these days, aren't they? With the technology we have these
Some
days.
are more and more cinematic, aren't they?
Yeah, like The Last of Us. You know, that is essentially like a movie you're playing, basically.
I can't say because I don't play, but I do think that The Last of Us was a reaction to The Walking Dead, the comic book.
Mhm.
The comic book. I know the comic book came out a few years before The Last of Us did. There's so many similarities, but there we go. There is a Nathan Fillion. Yeah, Nathan Fillion. There's a Nathan Fillion Uncharted clip on YouTube that seemed to capture the game's feeling brilliantly. I have to check that out. Nathan Fillion would have been good. He's a very underrated actor. Nathan Fillion. Do we know Nathan Fillion?
Mm-hmm.
He was.
He was in Serenity. Was he in Serenity? The Serenity.
Yeah, it was main guy in Firefly.
Yeah, Firefly. Yeah.
I think at the moment he's doing the TV series Rookies. He was in Slither, the film Slither, about them slugs, the James Gunn movie. He was in Guardians of the Galaxy, but you wouldn't know it. He was under, or he was mocapped for a scene. I think it was the big creature in the prison. Has anyone seen Cocaine Bear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
It was very, very good. Better than I thought it was going to be, honestly.
Yeah.
You enjoyed it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Is it what, H? Is it one that you'll pick up on physical media when it comes out?
Yeah, as soon as it comes out on Blu-ray or DVD, wherever I can find it cheap, I'll pick it up. Yeah.
Cool. Martin, you say you liked it? You enjoyed it?
Yeah, I thought it was really funny actually. Yeah. It's a bit kind of silly, nonsensical comedy. The scene in the ambulance is probably the best scene in it. But it's good. It's good. It's good. It's a good laugh. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Matt, you're yet to see that, aren't you?
Yeah, I've not seen it.
I think I gave it too much of a hard time in my review. Sometimes I do a review and I'll watch a film and I'll go and review it literally straight away without sleeping on it and this sort of thing. And I think in time, Cocaine Bear is definitely a film I want to rewatch. I think I'll enjoy it far more on the second watch than first. Very top heavy with characters. There's so many characters in it and these intertwining stories of these characters, which I suppose is pretty good as opposed to just a couple of people in the woods running away from a bear and trying to survive a bear attack. A bear that's high on cocaine, albeit. And if anyone says, yes, it was based on a true story, only in as much as I think it was in 85, they did find a bear overdosed on cocaine and died from cocaine that had been tossed out of an airplane. It didn't go on a coke-fueled murder bender like the bear in that. And it certainly didn't snort lines off of someone's leg as it did in that film. But yeah, I don't know. Have you seen Air?
Yeah. Oh, wait, no, I have not seen Air. I really want to go see it though.
Yeah, that's the new Ben Affleck, Matt Damon one about Air Jordans, isn't it?
Air Jordans, yeah.
Yeah. Anyone else
Supposed to be really
interested?
good. I heard it's good. So
Apparently so, yeah. I mean, Ben Affleck's quite a good director. He directed it. Matt Damon's always good.
yeah.
Anyone else interested in that?
Not really, to be honest. I watched the trailer, but it's not really something that I would watch, to be honest.
What is it? What is it about? Trainers?
Yeah.
It's about how Air Jordan trainers came about, I believe.
Oh yeah, no, they really interest me.
All right, to be honest, based upon the cast, I'll watch it. I'll give it a go. You know, it's probably as intriguing as something like The Founder was, if you've seen that, which is the McDonald's one.
Okay, is that Michael Keaton?
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen that advertised, but again, never watched it.
That's a good film. Not that I'm really interested in the birth of McDonald's. I'm not. But Michael Keaton, it just sort of drew me in, and then I watched it. Well, okay, it's, pretty damn good. I do have it on Blu-ray actually. It was a decent film. It's geezer's doing nothing. If you play AJ's videos backwards, he sounds like the Borg. Gareth, when are you coming on? You got to come on. I know you don't like daytimes. We're going to have to do a late one day, Matt, just to get Gareth on.
Yeah, we should get him
on. Michael says, I don't think we'll see a series with the F. She wasn't in. She wasn't in. Look at him. So geeky. She wasn't in service for long, only 15 years. Oh, that's a long time.
It's a long time. Yeah.
Long enough to do a TV series with, certainly.
Absolutely.
But no, I've got no interest in it. And you know, when I say it goes so geeky that I only say it in love, Michael, you know. You probably know the history of the F. If you don't play, okay, movie chat, Steve, Big Steve. Okay, if you don't play Star Trek Online, the F was not here or there. If you played a game, it was awesome to see in live action. Okay, cool. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so that's one for the game players, the online Star Trek fans. That's a nod to them, a little tip of the hat to those people. Yeah, I don't play the online game. What make of Blu-ray players have you got? Everyone.
I've got a Samsung. Yeah, Samsung Blu-ray, and it's a DVD and Blu-ray, so it's dual. Yeah.
Martin, Matt.
I have the Panasonic UB820.
Okay, Matt.
Yeah, I've got two. You've got the Panasonic UB900.
Yeah.
THX certified, so it's quite a nice one. And then a UB400, I think, which is like the lower spec model. And then the Xbox One S, that's got a Blu-ray player in it as well, built into it.
Okay. All right, cool. Me personally, so what's my 4K player, Blu-ray player there? Have a look at the thingy and tell me. The main player. Yeah, what make is it? Yeah.
LG.
Oh, it's an LG. Same as my telly. I don't know. I put a disc in and it plays. Seriously, I couldn't even tell you the. I thought it was going to be Samsung or Panasonic. I don't know. All I know is I put a disc in and it works. And it makes me happy. So there you go. That shows you how technologically involved I am with it all. I'm not. As long as it plays, I'm happy. Yeah. The Reading Movie says, Resurrection was daft, but... So is that... Okay, I've got a question. Is that reading movies or reading movies? The reason I ask is because Reading, the place, is the same spelling as reading. So am I reading that as reading movies, or are you actually based in, in Reading? And therefore it's Reading movies. Serious question. I'll go with reading movies. Reading movies sounds better. if you're in Reddit. Resurrection was daft, but kind of like the silly spin-off and better as a novelisation. Agree about the newborn. I hated it because it was both disturbing and wretched and pathetic in equal amount. Yeah. It generated something in me that I had issue with. Not in a bad way. I suppose it was good. It was good in a sense. But it's the duality of life and death. So, Ian says Star Trek V is not a dud. Okay. Obviously, Ian's referring to my defending a dud episode. So I've now got to go. Sorry about this. Not go, literally. I've got to go to Rotten Tomatoes and have a look at the score for this film. Star Trek 5. Star Trek 5: The Final Frontier. Forrest Kelly. Okay, so on Rotten Tomatoes, that film is sat at a 24% and a 22%. So by definition, that film is considered a dud. Now, with my defending a dud, I've got to take out any personal bias about the film. And when people give me an idea for one, and I put it out for a ranking, it has to be considered a dud by definition, regardless of whether I have a personal opinion on it or not. Now, Batman and Robin was quite an easy film for me to defend because I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the film. So, do you see what I'm saying? So, even as a Star Trek lover, Star Trek 5, even if I thought it was the best film, it would still fit the criteria for making it into defending a dud because it is considered a dud. Just to clear that up. All right. Yeah. So, Nintendo P. Who? Has someone got I can hear myself keep speaking, like playing back. Who's got a microphone? Who's got a speaker on?
No,
H, is it
not
you?
me.
I'm not. It might be. I'm not sure.
It's on feed. It's just playing
Trying to
back.
sort out.
Anyone got YouTube playing on in the background?
Yeah.
No.
I did have, but not now.
All right, no worries. We'll work through it anyway. We've only got 13 minutes left, so we'll work through it. Don't too much. Hey, she's still there? Oh no, I thought you frozen for a minute. Playtendo Pete says, I really want to check out the original 6 Star Trek films. They sound great. I have seen the first one and it was okay. Felt a bit like an overlong episode. Motion picture.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can understand his opinion. I can understand that. Motion picture for me was one that I would avoid for a long time. Until my recent watch of it. I think you need to be older to appreciate it.
Yeah. I think the motion picture very much is a film of its time, and I think younger generations may struggle with it. They would find that it quite boring, but it's actually a sort of voyage of discovery and visual delight. It's just wonderful. For me, it's one of the best Star Trek films ever made. That and The Wrath of Khan, 2 very different films. Motion picture is visually stunning. It's about a voyage of discovery and very much a lot of the original ideas of Star Trek, whereas The Wrath of Khan is very much submarine feel to it. It's very much a character driven piece, very much an action, and I would say Wrath of Khan is a good jumping in place for new viewers to Trek, whereas I think I agree with you, something to be appreciated as you get older.
Yeah,
I think the motion picture.
I think Wrath of Khan sets up the future of the film series.
Yeah.
all the way into Generations. Visually, it sets up a lot of stuff thematically with age and getting older. That's where, you know, whereas Star Trek, the first one, the costumes are very dated looking. Whereas, but you know, if you see the costumes they had in Star Trek 2, if you see them on screen now, if they'd done a series set in that era with those costumes on screen, you're not thinking this looks dated. Those costumes, they still hold up. They're great. The uniforms they had were fantastic, and yeah, they're the best uniforms committed to screen, TV series, film. You know, you look at Star Trek and you think, you know, okay, Star Trek films, you got these wonderful red uniforms, red tunics that sort of strap down, open up with a white bit. Then you jump into Next Generation and they're wearing onesies. You think, how did that come about? How do you go backwards like that? So Michael's got a good question for us all here. To go over his question earlier, what's the movie that you despise that everyone loves? And I swear, AJ, if you say First Contact, you'll be catching these hands. First of all, Michael, your hands wouldn't catch me. Secondly, I wouldn't say First Contact. It's not a film that I despise. It's just not as good as Wrath of Khan. And thirdly, I will alter the word despise in my take. What's a film that you don't particularly enjoy or like that everyone loves? Despise is quite a strong word to use. So shoot. H, you got one? Oh, we can't hear you now. You've gone silent. We can't hear you. We can't hear what you've done.
What?
Hello?
You hear me? Yeah.
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Oh, so Super Fast from 2015. Have you?
Super
I
fast.
Yeah, Super Fast. It's from 2015.
Oh, I've never heard of it.
Well, like most people I know say it's really good and they enjoy it, whereas I just see it as a Fast and Furious ripoff.
Okay. Yeah.
Really not that good. That it's meant to be like super funny and meant to make you laugh and all that. I didn't find any of the jokes funny at all. Just really.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I've seen. I've just brought it up on. I see a poster for it. Yeah, it is a fast
Yeah.
ripoff. I don't know if you can see it. They even got a bald geezer.
Yeah.
The logo's the same. Is it a comedy then? Did you say?
Yes. Yeah, it is a comedy, but I just wasn't funny at all. I just really.
All right, I've never heard of that one. I'll be honest. Mine.
That's an easy one. Babylon.
Okay, yeah, you told me about that. I'm only an hour into it.
You haven't finished watching it yet.
Luckily, I didn't pay for it.
Yeah. What's your kind of perception of the first hour?
I think I said in a I think I said last week in a live, if a movie could do drugs, this movie is as high as they come. In that it is frantic, everything, something's got to be happening in the background all the time. It's got to be moving. It's got to be, and I didn't like some of the. I think there was quite a bit of nudity in the start. I didn't think that was necessary. I don't know. It's weird film. Weird first hour. Weird.
Yeah.
If Amazon hadn't given it to me for free, I'd have been getting a refund. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
I will finish it in time. But that's. Oh, did a lot of people like that then? I thought it had gone disliked.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of people that I've spoken to just like they're just lauding it, saying, "Oh, it's the best thing I've ever seen." Or it's I think there's been a lot more people that I've spoken to that love it than hate it. Obviously, I've heard people that don't like it as well, but there's the majority of what I've people I've spoke to absolutely love it. Think it's the best thing since sliced bread. I just don't get it. Just like you say, I just don't get it. I don't see what the appeal is.
I thought I thought some of the set design and things like that was quite nice. I won't knock that. And the costumes and things when you look at it in depth like that, but I couldn't get it. I don't get what it is, but there we go. There we go. Matt, do you have one?
I've got two.
Oh, here we go.
Let me green. So, a classic film for a lot of people that they love from the childhood, The Goonies. Don't like it. I visited it first time watch as an adult. Couldn't, turned off. And then the second one, which is just won the best Oscar, Everything Everywhere All at Once. No, turned it off. Couldn't get into it. Didn't like it.
Okay, fair enough. I will go with the Batman. I won't go into why. I've done that many a time. Had that conversation. It's old. It's done. Oh, we've only got a few messages. Let me get through these because I'm aware of the time. This is probably a message straight to me from Joe Grant. Do you think the DC animated films they are bringing out every month are a good thing? I take it no one else really watches the DC animated stuff, do they?
No.
Okay. No, I don't think. I don't think it's a good thing. Over the past few months, DC have certainly ramped up their animated output to being monthly. No, it's like I said, they're scraping the bottom of the barrel with some stuff now. I think it's too much quantity, and they're going to tire people out, much like what Marvel and that have done with their output. The Enterprise F was designed by a fan for Star Trek Online. Yes, I do. I knew that. I did. Richard says he's not going to see The Evil Dead Rise tonight now since watching AJ's review. I don't. You've got to understand, it's just an opinion. That's all it is. You could go and see it and you could love it. You should have waited. You should have gone and seen it first, then watch my review. I'm not going to tell anyone to watch it or not watch. Well, no, I will tell people they should watch a film, but I'm not going to tell anyone not to watch a film. It's subjective. You've got to make your own mind up over it. But my thoughts are my thoughts on it. And that's all I can share with you. We'll wait for home media release. I doubt you'll be waiting very long. I've got to apologise to Jim Jam. I totally forgot. Sorry. Last night, I was meant to send you a video of me and my favourite comedic thing, and I got so busy, and it's just gone. So I apologise. Crystal Croc does stuff. Is there a book that you know of that you'd like to be made into a film?
I'm not a reader, so I don't really. Yeah. No.
I'm not a reader.
No, sorry.
Sure, there are a lot of books that could be made into good films, but best place to answer that.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so I've got two. One is a pre-existing book that I think needs a remake. Actually, sorry, H. Have you got one?
No, I don't really read that much, so.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so for me, Herman Melville's Moby Dick. I would like to see a big budget remake of that, a proper remake.
There was one though. There was one.
You're talking about the Chris Hemsworth. Movie.
That was essentially Moby Dick.
It was, but I'd like a proper one.
Right.
With I know that was, but it wasn't for me.
Okay.
And the other one that I'd like to see is Bruce Campbell done a book called Let's Make Love the Bruce Campbell Way, which it's a film about Bruce Campbell himself and his attempts at getting this movie made called Let's Make Love, which is a romantic comedy. The book itself is a sort of fictional autobiography, shall we say. But he's himself in it. And like you've got films of Bruce Campbell, like My Name is Bruce and things like that, where he was himself. I think it would have been made a good film. Yeah. Ryan Vincent. Ryan is Have what? He's 19. What, today? Is that a happy birthday? I don't know. But if it is, I don't know. I've got no context. Only joking. I'm still going to see it. I've already wasted money on the ticket. No, you'll probably enjoy it. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. And Pure Hangout. This is going to be the last message. I'm going to leave it here. Pure Hangout's got the last word. It's just popped in at the last minute. Derek over in the United States with his random rankings. Just you posted your Forces. Oh yeah, just seen you've posted your Forces of Nature review, AJ. I've got to head out for a bit. I'm excited to check it out later. I get too excited. Michael says later, everyone. So yeah, I'm going to leave the comments there. So yeah, it's been good. It's been good. So sorry if there's any more comments that pop up. Ryan Vincent just said, Barbatus, don't make my mistake, kid. Don't follow orders your whole life. Think for yourself. I don't get that. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I was distracted. So, we've come to an end. The 2 hours are up. So, any final thoughts from anyone? Let's go around and have we got anything upcoming on our channels? I will say before anyone watching, please go and subscribe to H, to Martin, to Matt. If you're not, all the links are in the description below, or on the main title, where you can just press their little at bits. Go over and support their channels. So, H, have you got any upcoming stuff to look forward to on your channel that you're aware of?
I head out to a couple of car boot sales, see if I can find any deals on physical media, DVDs, Blu-rays, 4Ks, VHS, and yeah, that's something to look forward to.
Superb. So obviously you're welcome back on the channel again at some point on a live if you're happy to come on. What I want to see from you is some movie reviews. Okay. Yeah. Let's broaden your channel, broaden your horizons, shall we say. Step into a review or two. If you do go ahead and watch the Aliens films, I want to hear your thoughts on them. And I'm sure everyone else would as well, especially being that you're younger and you're visiting a film from the late 70s. But yes, whether you like it or hate it, it doesn't matter. Any opinion you have is a valid opinion. We don't judge for a difference of opinion. We don't have the unfortunately a lot of people do that sort of you hate it, I love it, so I'm going to smash your teeth out kind of an attitude that tends to go on. That sort of football hooliganism attitude that you get. And we don't do that. We're happy to have discussions about difference of opinion on films. And it's enlightening. So that's your homework, all right?
Yeah.
Martin, anything for you upcoming?
Yeah, got loads.
Channel.
Yeah, got loads coming up. So I've got I've had a lot of deliveries this week. So I've got a weekly unboxing video of my recent stuff that I've got this week that I bought this week. That will probably be dropping tomorrow, and then next week I've got a couple of unboxing / movie review type videos coming next week. So there'll probably be a couple of those next week. Again, on stuff that I've got. But as I say, I've had a lot of stuff come through this week. Spent a bit of money this week, so I've got lots coming up. There's going to be about 3, 4 videos next week.
That's why the wife left today.
Yeah.
I've had enough. I'm packing my bag. I'm going.
Yeah, she's gone.
You got too much coming through.
Yeah.
I do the same. I do buy a lot. I do. And she's just not getting the message. She doesn't get the message. But there we go.
So keep an eye out for those videos, and
Absolutely. And Matt, yourself?
Continuing my bi-weekly look at the Marvel collection. So there'll be one next weekend, and then next weekend probably won't be a stream because we're actually heading over to see Chris at Cypher Sigma time. So we're going to actually be doing an out and about, and I'm sure probably all three of us will probably do like a out and about video, Blu-ray hunt video after that. So
yes, we're heading to Northampton.
We are indeed, yeah.
Yes, so next Saturday, yes, no live. We're heading to North. So next weekend, I don't think we're doing a live at all, are we? We're...
No, I mean, I've reached out to a few people for the Sunday, but as of yet, no sort of response. So
let's take a week off from it.
Yeah, we'll probably take a week off, and because we're doing that next Saturday, aren't we?
Yeah, so we're up to we're going up to Northampton. Obviously, Matt's quite some distance away from me. It ain't like round the corner. He's up north. I'm down in London. So I've got to head to Euston, I think, and then a train for an hour, if I remember rightly. You said, yeah, we'll sort that out. But anyway, myself, I have got a new series coming in less than, I think it's at 5. Is it 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock tonight? I don't know. I've got Desert Island Discs, episode 1, which is my new bi-weekly Saturday series. I thought I'd put it on in the evening as opposed to the morning. And my thinking behind this video is that I've never done a top 10 films ever, or top 20 or anything like that, although I've cited things as my favourites. And I thought to myself, what can I do in way of talking about some of my favourite films? And I said, I know what I do. I'm going to go through each shelf one at a time in my room, have a look what's there, very quickly, and then pick out that one film amongst all those that, if I had to take with me, if I was, I would take that one film over all the others, and then talk about why. So it's a kind of way of looking at some of my favourite films, but there is a flaw in what I do, in that, there could be something on the first shelf that I leave behind that is far better than anything that I could pick on the second shelf. But it's just a fun way of taking a look at some favourite films, I thought. And that's coming in bi-weekly, starting today. And I am aware Desert Island Discs was a radio show or something. I don't care. It is what it is. Anyway. So, like I said, links in the description. Go and sub. Obviously, Martin, you're welcome back on again anytime. It's been great. H, first time. We'll have you back on again. And watch them films. Matt, always a pleasure. And I shall say goodbye to everyone. Stay around, because obviously when I end the broadcast, we're still in the green room behind. All right. So take care, everyone. Thank you for watching. And I shall see you all later. Bye-bye.
Bye.